Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tuesday and the Coffee Run Live, episode 540. Hope you're all doing really, really well today. I wanted to talk with you a little bit today about the messy middle, which is that stupid, annoying, frustrating bullshit bit in the middle of all of the things in terms of like business, your creation and things like that. But what got me thinking about this morning was I had an early morning coaching session at 6, and then I had some other stuff. Hey, Jeremy, and actually met Jeremy and Kim for coffee coaching this morning. And it was really funny because Jeremy was doing a live and he's like, let's have a chat to the ladies. I'm like, oh, shoot, my hair. And it's really interesting. I know, Rebecca, 540. It's crazy, isn't it? And I think one of the things that got me laughing on the inside, and I've been thinking about it since then, is that my hair at the moment is in that messy middle bit. So you may or may not know, one of my very, very best friends had breast cancer last year and went through chemotherapy treatment and went through chemotherapy treatment and a big operation to make sure that she was cancer-free. And she is cancer-free now, but due to chemo, she lost her hair. And one of the things that I said to her is, if nobody should have to do that on their own, if you would like me to, I will shave my hair at the same time that you shave your hair, and, we'll be baldies together. And so I think it was June last year, maybe July last year, June or July, I think it's June last year, we shaved our heads. And the last head shaving experience for me happened in August. Some of my new photos, some of you may have seen some of the new photos up on my website, which are a whole bunch of fun. Me with like very short, dark shaved hair. So my hair is freaking awful. It's amazing on the first day that I wash it and blow dry it, and it looks awesome. And then it just turns to shit. Following on from that is that really annoying kind of in-between length. And what it got me thinking about today, because I was like trying to tuck my hair behind, hat hair is very appropriate at the minute. And I think one of the things that was really interesting for me is that I've always been a hair person, right? So I've loved having my hair plaited, braided, colored, permed, whatever. I've always taken great pride in my crowning glory. And at the moment, I can't do that. So, that's okay. But what I know that will happen in, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, 6 months since I last shaved my head. And I know that in another 6 months, my hair will be completely amazing. And let's be honest, the last 6 months has completely flown. But where I'm at the moment in my hair is like this shitty, messy middle bit where it's kind of like you can't go back, you can't go forward, you can't go sideways. It's just kind of like stuck with how it is. And it got me thinking about business because, there's a business metaphor and everything, right? And relationships, actually. So, I could look at my relationship with my husband, and everything was fantastic and honeymoony and awesome. And then we had this really shitty patch where we nearly divorced, and it was just, it was really not fun. It was really very, very messy, but we clawed our way back to being more amazing than ever before. And yeah, there's still like shit bits, but not, in the overall scheme of things, things are really, really amazing and really, really excellent. But we had to go through that really messy bit in order to get to where like we are right now. And I think one of the big things, one of the saddest things that I see in business, in people's marketing, with people's launches, with everything that people are doing, one of the sad things that happens is that people get all excited about their business and they go out there and they're like launching their stuff and they're doing things, and maybe they don't get the results they want as quickly as that they would like, right? So they like things go to hell in a handbasket, or maybe they're not making sales, or they start to question their awesomeness. And I see this happen all the time, where people are like, oh, well, I didn't get the sales that I wanted, or I didn't get the thing happening in the way that I wanted it to. And you know what? Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm a program shit. Maybe there's too many people out there. Maybe it's just not priced at the right price point. Maybe I'm not offering enough. Maybe I'm offering too much. that messy bit in the middle can have us, not so much about your hair, but in business and marketing and launching and selling and making sales online and helping people online and creating impact, is that it can really undermine one's confidence. Maybe the hair does do that as well. It can really undermine your confidence. And I think a lot of people at that point, that's where they hit the eject button. But the thing that I wanted to remind you of today is that actually the way out of the messy middle bit is through. Brené Brown talks about this all the time when we're going through that process of rumbling with our partners or with people that are important to us, when we're having these really vulnerable conversations. Being vulnerable in conversations and being vulnerable in what we're doing can feel really shit, right? Because it's like we're all exposed for the world to see. And, we're not all usually at our best and most amazing when we're having those types of vulnerable conversations where you're talking about your feelings, where you're talking about how something that has happened and as a result of that, this is how you feel. Or this is a story that you're telling yourself. And the thing that Brené Brown always talks about is like, the way out of that is through. You've got to go through that process. And I think one of the things that one of the most undervalued, underestimated things when you're going through business is that the way out of that messy middle bit is through. Think of it a bit like a caterpillar, right? A caterpillar gets into the chrysalis and then comes out of a butterfly, but you've got to go through the goo and through the shitty bit and get through all of that in order to create something really, really beautiful. The problem at the moment, I think, in this industry is that there's so many people out there promoting this get rich quick stuff. Just do this and you'll add 6 figures. Just do this and you'll add 7 figures. Just do this and you're guaranteed to make 8 figures in sales and all of this other shit. And they only show the shiny, beautiful success stories, right? Where what we know is that the success stories are maybe, at best 5 to 10% of the people who have come through. And my people are the same. I wrote about this yesterday. There are a lot of people that will, if things get hard, they kind of tap out. And the only way to get through and create the results that you want is by going through, pushing through, and having support around you so that when you feel like things aren't working or when you feel like giving up and quitting, that you find a way to keep going. Most businesses last less than 2 years. It's a horrific stat. I think it's like 95% of businesses don't make it past 2 years. And of the remaining 5%, only half of them make it through to the 5-year part. So the big thing that kind of kicks people out is that when the going gets rough, they're going like, yeah, you know what, I'm done. Where the more you lean in to the mess, the more you lean into the goopy goo and the crappiness, and you kind of go, all right, well, am I going to dig in here and keep going, or am I going to tap out and bounce out? If you can lean into that pain, I suppose, the better off you're going to be and the more resilience you're actually going to build in order to be able to get to where it is that you really, really want to be able to get to. And having the right kinds of people around you is so incredibly important. And I guess if you think about it, if you look at your clients and you know what it is that they want, and like they want to get over to this part over here, right? And they might be here right now and they're in a whole lot of pain. They're not getting what they want. In order to be able to get through and achieve the outcome that they really want, they've got to do the work. And the work can sometimes be navigating the mess. The work sometimes can be pushing through when you don't feel motivated, just digging down, sitting your ass in that chair, writing a blog, doing the live, creating the program, spending time doing the detail. A lot of creative people don't want to sit down and do the detail, right? I don't like a whole lot of detail. I hire people to do a whole bunch of the detail work for me. For me, the stuff, and I've talked about this quite publicly, the stuff for me that I find the absolute most amazing amount of joy doing is pulling the ideas out of your head, putting things into a structure and then going, okay, you know, now let's go do some stuff. And then seeing the results that you guys create is really cool. My genius is not going in and navigating technology and working out where the freaking Facebook pixel has to go, right? My genius is not in going and finding all of the data and the case studies and spending a whole bunch of time studying something, pouring through journals or whatever, industry statistics, trying to support something. I have people to do that for me because that is not something that I thoroughly enjoy. Although in the past, that is the thing that I would have done. So the thing here is to make sure that you're doing the work that needs to be done. Sometimes it's going to feel messy. Sometimes it's going to feel discombobulated. Sometimes it's going to feel harder than what you might like, but it doesn't mean that things aren't going to like transform into the butterfly or get to that amazing place where you want it to get to, right? You've just got to do the hard yards. You've got to do the work. And I think that is the thing that is most undervalued and most under-talked about actually in this industry that is very, very get rich quick. Just go and put up a Facebook ad. Oh, just go do this launch. You know, it takes a lot more than all of that. And often it takes a lot more than just you doing the do. It's having the right people around you as well. So that is really what I wanted to talk to you about today. And then, of course, you know, once you get through that messy middle bit, which I've got my hairdresser to help me get through as much as one can, to then get to the point where it's like, oh, my hair's being all fabulous again. Thank Christ. I didn't go and like cut it all off again, although the temptation has been there in the last few days, I have to tell you. So that's that, my friends. Now, we have, of course, got Unpack Your Genius, Your Pathway to Millions, happening very, very soon. In fact, we start on the 22nd, which is coming up. It's only on Monday, so it's coming up pretty quickly. In there, we are going to be spending some time unpacking the most amazing stuff that you have got. Hey, Carmen. Floating around in your head that you can put into a framework and use in order to be able to help your people. Now, it is not a magic pill, right? Once we go and unpack your zone of genius and get it all into a structure, from there, you've got to go and do something with it. Otherwise, it's just like all of those notebooks that you've got sitting in your cupboard filled with ideas and book ideas and all that kind of stuff. You're going to have to take action. But the good thing is that you'll have the clarity of your whole course, your whole book, your whole whatever it is that you want to create, your keynote, your anything that you want to be doing is going to be sitting there in a structure that is unique to you, that makes sense, that you can then leverage. And from what I've done with my own structure that I've used with this and what other people have used and done, it is, you know, it supports you for like the next 2 years at least in terms of really leveraging your knowledge, in terms of leveraging your stories, in terms of leveraging the badassery that lives in between your ears, because you're amazing. Carmen says, stop looking in my cupboards. I know what's in your cupboards because I have them in mine before I actually went and did all the things that were necessary in order to get the stuff out there. So I know you. All right, my friends, on that note, I am going to love you and leave you and set you free to get about your day. Remember, the world is ready for your brand of awesome, but the time right now is for you to get out there, go help some people, and have a whole ton of fun doing it. Have an amazing day. If you've got any questions about Unpack Your Genius, Pathway to Millions, let me know because I would very much love to answer them for you. Otherwise, get your ass in there. All right, my friends, have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.